We have breaking news. Let's get right to it.
Past 24 hours, we've seen 34 new cases of COVID-19 here in Utah.
Following breaking news out of Utah, a magnitude 5.7 earthquake hitting just after 7 a.m. local time, about 10 miles west of Salt Lake City.
We need 100 to 150,000 tests a day.
Oh yeah, back at it with another funky one. Isolation20 Podcast, episode number 87777. I am your host, DreRawka, and I'm so happy to be with you. You thought you were going to get out of this year without an episode from me, right? You thought. I seen it in your eyes. I heard it. The chirps. Is he going to get an episode out before 2024? Yeah, we here. And thank you so much to everybody that tuned in to 12 Days of Podsmas. That was a lot of fun. And my latest episode of Unrestricted with my homegirl, Bree. It's been a while since I've seen Bree. It's been a while since we've talked. So it was really fun to ask her about her military experience, right? Being a woman. And I really enjoyed that conversation. And I want to have more of those conversations because that's a life and that's a thing that I don't really know about, the military. So maybe I'll have more of my military friends up that want to share their stories. But I'm really happy to be with you today, and for multiple reasons. One, we just had Christmas, right? The greatest time of the year. And man, that was fun getting everything together and just spending time with family and of course the shopping, right? And for me, it was more like the bonding moment with my son when we went and did, Christmas shopping for our family, his mom, his brother, his sister. There was one moment when we went to Target. We go to Target and Tavian, my oldest son, we go into the electronics department and he's freaking out. I'm like, what's going on? He was like, yo, Dad, they got a Nintendo Switch right there. It's a Nintendo Switch. I'm like, oh, yeah, it is. And it brought me back to the years when I would go to Fred Meyer and we would go and we would shop, and then I'll go to the electronics department and they'd have the game set up. Typically it'd be the latest game console that they just released. So typically it's like a GameCube, a Nintendo 64, right? They used to do this at Blockbuster too. And that's what would really make you hype to buy the game, because you would be able to test it out, right? And so we get to Target and we get to the electronics department and there's the Nintendo Switch. Boom, Mario Kart. And of course, we knuckle up. I've never played a Nintendo Switch a day in my life, but we grab the sticks and we get busy. We get busy on the Mario Kart like I never lost it. Boom, I'm kicking my son's ass. There's 12 of us playing, right? Me and my son in the computer, right? And I'm in. Boom, I'm in there. I'm back in the pack. Ooh, take over. I'm in 7. Oh man, I'm in 6. I'm in 5. I'm in 4. I'm in 3. Oh, it's me and 2. Me and 1. Let's go. I'm in there. And my son's back in the back. He's still at number 7 or 8. And I'm eating him up. I'm talking a whole bunch of trash. We started to get a crowd. There's a crowd in Target. And I'm like, yeah, you guys see me? I'm kicking my son's ass. Oh, it's lit. And if you know me as a dad, I don't hold my tongue. I don't let my kids win anything. They gotta get it. Why do I do this? Because when we play WWE, when we're playing 2023 WWE, my son's choke slamming me. He's DDTing me. He's doing all the finishers. He's doing everything, and I'm getting pinned every single time. No matter if I'm Roman Reigns, who's a 99%, or if I'm The Rock, who's 99%, it don't matter. He's kicking my ass, and he's letting me know. Watch, Dad. Swanton bomb. Boom. He's adding extra special effects. He's going in on me. So me beating his ass in this Mario Kart, I'm living it up. All right. Don't come after me in the comment section. It's something that I'm doing right now. I'm kicking my son's ass and I'm loving every moment of it. There's another kid shows up and he's like, yeah, I come and I play this often. I'm like, oh, well, good for you, little guy. Good for you. He's like, yeah, I have one at home. I play all the time. I'm like, well, good for you. I don't have one, but I'm thinking about buying one just so I could do this daily to my son and beat him daily in this game. Needless to say, your boy came in second. I didn't even win, but I beat my son. He ended in like 9th place, and I didn't let him get no rematch, and we just kept shopping. But it was a blast. The stores weren't crazy. That's one thing about shopping now in 2023. You know, back in the day, stores used to be crazy. You used to always get people, you know, pushing and shoving and elbowing, and, you know, there would be one last toy left and all this stuff. But in my experience, maybe it's just the toys that my kids like. I never had that issue. I go, I find what I want, I go online, I wait, and I shop, and I'm out of there. I might grab a Starbucks on the way out. But a lot of time, like back in the day, man, there was hair pulling, there was people getting shot for Jordans, there was a bunch of mess. But yeah, didn't experience that this year. So similar to Thanksgiving this year, if you tuned into the Thanksgiving week episode, you know, I said that we spent Thanksgiving at my father-in-law's house. Well, we spent Christmas dinner at my father-in-law's house again. Yep. And it's always a good time, right? It's a good time. But let me tell you, my Christmas morning, I wake up, rub the crust out of my eyes. You know what I mean? Make sure all the lights are on in the house. I'm first one up. It's probably about 6:30 in the morning. I go and I turn on the little snow globe. You know, it plays "We Wish You a Merry Christmas." It plays a little jingle, right, to wake my family up. And it goes on for maybe about 3-4 minutes. And it's loud. It's loud. So I know they heard it. And nobody comes out. So I'm like, all right, well, I don't want to just sit here in the dark or with just the lights on. So I turn on the TV. Boom. And I start watching highlights from previous games and whatnot and getting hype about the Christmas Day basketball. And then finally, my family wakes up. My kids come out. They one by one, rubbing the crust from their little eyes. Oh, Santa came. They're so excited. It's beautiful. I love every moment of it. And then my son, my middle son, Amari, he comes out and he goes, "Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas." He's excited because for the last, 24 days, there hasn't been no gifts under the tree, right? But then Santa came and he left a bunch of great gifts. The stockings are filled up. He's feeling all the Christmas joy. And then my baby wakes up, who is the Grinch of all Grinches. And she has the ugliest smirk on her face. And she just looks like she just got she just super put off from waking up because she's a child that loves her sleep. But because her brothers woke up, of course she wakes up with her mom. So her mom's holding her. And now I'm like, oh man, I already know how the next 3 hours are going to go. She's going to open up her gifts, and then she's going to be a terrorizer, and then she's going to take a nap, and then she'll be a princess again. Oh man, joys of being a father. So it goes as planned. The kids open up all their gifts. Now mom and dad has to put the gifts together, right? Put all the toys together. Which, by the way, why doesn't Santa just get everything out of the packaging and just leave it under the tree? Why do we have to wrap everything? Why does Santa have to wrap? Why don't Santa just get the toys, put them under the tree, and call it good? Call it a good day, huh? I think that needs to be, I'm going to write Santa. I'm going to be like, yo, Santa, 2024, yo, we appreciate all you do, but hey, how about you just construct all the toys, leave them underneath the tree? It saves the parents some time, all right? I think that would be great. So, letter coming to you, Santa, soon. So, the kids have a blast. My kids love all their gifts. I love my gifts that was given to me. Hopefully, wifey enjoyed her gifts. We get washed up and everything like that, and then we head out to my pops, my dad, and his girlfriend. We go to their house, and we give their gifts, right? And they love it, right? They love all this, all family, all the gifts. It's awesome. It's a great time. My dad's telling me about stories about, what's going on in Palestine and Gaza Strip and all this stuff. I'm like, Dad, come on, it's Christmas, yo. Like, I understand. And he's like, yeah, it's just crazy right now. I'm like, Dad, I understand, but it's Christmas. I understand it's Christmas. I'm wishing everybody, every human on earth, not just in that certain region, not just in our region, everybody on earth that is a good human. I wish peace be on you, and I wish peace on your family, and I wish nothing but good health and no grief and no pain and all that. But Dad, it's Christmas. Come on. It's Christmas morning. Open your gift. You know what I mean? Say you love me one time. That's it. All right. He does all that. It's all great. It's all gravy. So then Christmas night comes. And before we leave to go out to Ogden to enjoy our nice Christmas dinner with my father-in-law, we get a call from him. And he says, hey, Christmas dinner's canceled. And wifey, right? This is probably the highlight of her day. She don't care about the gifts. She wants to see her daddy, and she wants to be around her family. I know it. That's where her heart's at. And she says, what do you mean Christmas dinner's canceled? And I'm kind of like, yo, what's going on? Are we staying home? Do I got stuff? Should I get my pants on? What's going on? So then she's like, no, we can just do this. And then I'm overhearing it. So she hangs up. She's like, hey, so I just got a phone call from my dad. I'm like, oh, yeah, he having a good Christmas, whatever. She's like, he forgot to take out the turkey. Okay, so what's plan B? You got a ham? What we doing? That's the main course. That's the main dish. And I haven't ate nothing all day, so I'm a little irritated. I've already cooked some deviled eggs. I made the rolls. Your boy's kind of, hungry at this point. What's going on? She goes, well, there's two options. We can do hamburgers or we can do meatloaf. Hamburgers or meatloaf on Christmas dinner. This is a first for me. It caught me off guard. This is the first for me. I had to pivot real quick. I feel like Doug Christie. Like I had to pivot. I had to figure out what's going on. So then I'm like, really? Meatloaf or hamburgers? Those are my options. I made dressing. I made deviled eggs. We got rolls. It's popping. The sides are popping. I know the sides are going to be fire. What do we pair this with? Do we pair this with the meatloaf? Which, by the way, meatloaf, delicious. I love me a nice meatloaf. I made a really tremendous, great, delicious, juicy meatloaf just a few weeks ago. So I love it. And I love a nice juicy burger with some nice fries. You know what I mean? Especially if you throw it on the barbecue or you throw some cheese on that joint. Oh, delicioso. So good. But on Christmas, the day of our Lord, you want to do meatloaf or hamburgers on the 25th of December. I don't think I've ever heard anyone in my friends, in my family group, nobody has ever been like, yo, Dre, you want to come over for Christmas dinner? We're having hamburgers. Yo, Dre, it's Christmas dinner. Do you have family? No, your family's out of town. Oh, come over. We have meatloaf. Never. So I'm throwing off. I'm not mad. I'm just confused. I'm like, what? Meatloaf. And just like one of my favorite Christmas movies ever, A Christmas Story. Matter of fact, it was on the marathon, TBS. It was going on in the background. And it was at the exact point in the movie where the kid says, meatloaf, meatloaf, double cross beat loaf. I hate meatloaf. And in that moment, I felt that kid's pain. So I told her, I said, well, if we have to choose between hamburger or meatloaf, let's go with the meatloaf, double cross beet loaf. So we get out there. We get out to Ogden, right? Thinking, oh, man, I got the meatloaf. It only takes about an hour to get a nice little meatloaf going, right? A nice little 2-pound meatloaf. It only takes about 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half. We get there, ain't nothing done. So they had to make the meatloaf. So now we're there 4:00, man. 7:30 when we're eating. We don't watch the first game. We're in halftime of the second game. Which, by the way, the 49ers, what are you doing? What are you doing, 49ers? How you let Baltimore do all that? Man, they ran you guys. I know my friend and friend of the show, Waldo, was pissed. I know my my father-in-law was. He's a Niners fan. So not only did he forget to take out the turkey, his team, his squad lost. And I'm not placing blame, father-in-law, if you watch this episode or listen to this episode or somebody clips this and sends it to you. I'm not saying that if the turkey was done, that your team would have won. I'm just saying that maybe if we had some delicious turkey, maybe your squad would have performed a little better. That's all I'm saying. They did well on Thanksgiving. We had turkey on Thanksgiving. I'm just saying, maybe the common denominator is the turkey wasn't done on Christmas. So, that was Christmas. Whew, those rolls came out fire too. What did you do for Christmas? How was your holiday? Let me know. 385-240-4666 is the number, is how you can get a hold of me. If you want to shoot a text, you can do that as well. Man, I hope that you have a wonderful New Year. New Year's to me is kind of, this might be the rebound. I might have to go get a honey baked ham. I might have to go get my own turkey, maybe a hen, and cook that thing up this weekend. I think that might be something that I do. So stay tuned for that. I do want to hear from you though. So again, drop a comment, shoot a text, 385-240-4666. Let me know how your holiday was. Having a good barber is essential, but having that good barbershop experience is even more essential. Get the barbershop experience you deserve with Boogie Down Barbershop, now located at 7378 South Plaza Center Drive in West Jordan, suite number 106. Gentlemen's cuts, tapers, fades, and even a hot towel shave is on the menu. So book your appointment today at boogiedownbarbershop.com. And even follow us on social media at The Boogie Down Barber. Let's jump into your questions. And questions is powered by the good folks over at a bar named Sue. You can catch live music, sports events, including UFC pay-per-views, which we got one coming up next month. I'm super excited about. 3970 South Highland Drive. Or you can go on to 8136 South State Street. That's the home base for me. Barnamesue.com for more information. Now, first question comes from my man Jason Alvarado in West Jordan. Shout out, all sports mouth guards. What are some goals you have in 2024? Good question. I kind of touched on this last episode, but obviously weight down, credit up. I want to make sure that I'm being more consistent on hitting the gym. I want to pay more attention to food intake, beverage intake. Just making it more of a focus, right? Making health more of a focus. When I'm locked in. I do really good and I see results. So just really carrying that into 2024, starting that with a nice start, and then just continuing it through spring, through summer, and hopefully getting to a place where I feel good, feel better, I guess you would say. That's one goal. Another goal is to start some of the projects that I have in mind, that I have on my goal sheet and on my content sheet that I have. I have a lot of content that I want to get done, and there's series. So maybe not finishing the whole series, but maybe getting at least the one episode, the one pilot of all the content that I want to do, getting one nice outline, and then building from that. So keeping with the podcast, obviously staying connected and staying consistent with the podcast, but also getting the other content pieces that I want to get done, getting those off the ground, having fun with those, and obviously creating more opportunities for people. This is content creation can help and feed so many different people. And I'm not talking about monetarily. It could monetarily for sure, but I'm saying feed people's portfolios. So the content that I shoot, the cameras that I use, if there's a videographer, if there's a director out there that needs more credits, that needs more things to add to their portfolio so they can keep on leveling up, right? Those are the opportunities that I want to give to people if they're interested. A lot of people think that you have to be in front of the camera or you have to be a guest or whatever. No, you don't. And maybe you're a producer. Maybe you have a lot of great ideas to make this show better. Maybe there's segments that I do on here that can be enhanced. So I'm always open to giving people opportunities to do that. Be a producer on my show. Be a person that does the Googles. There's so many different opportunities for people. And I'll tell you what, that could lead to other things. Who knows? You might have an on-camera role after that. You just don't know. You just don't know where certain things can lead you. But I'll tell you what, it takes you saying yes or you speaking up on taking an opportunity. You know what I mean? I might not come out and be like, hey, bro, I need help with this, this, and this. It might take you being like, hey, Dre, I see you doing this. I think I could really help enhance this and make it better. Are you interested? That's all it takes. I don't get that ever. But long-winded answer, goals is to, 1, weight down, credit up, and 2, all the content pieces that I currently do, stay consistent with that, but then adding more to the plate. So, yes, that's a good question, Jason. I appreciate you. Host Beefy, the Beans and Rice Show. Which local artist got their verified tag repossessed for non-payment? This is a thing, right? Before everybody had a little blue check mark. Everybody was popping. You know, I'm special because I got the little blue check mark. I'm different. I'm verified. And then Twitter was like, yo, we're getting rid of that. Boom. You got to pay for it. Oh, a lot of people ain't paying that monthly fee for that check mark. They are gone. To tell you what specific artists, I couldn't tell you. But I think it's funny when the whole social media thing is so funny, right? Because there was a point in time where you had to have like 10,000 followers, and then it just stayed there. So you'll see like people pay for followers, right? Most of them are bots from India, and they all have a different name, and they usually have, you know, it's just, you could tell when they're fake people following you. I have fake people following me. I have no idea how to get rid of them like on a mass like rejection type of thing. But there was a time where people were buying bots to make it seem like they had a popping following, but then you look in their comments and they only getting like 3 or 4 comments, and their post is only getting like 20 or 30 likes. And it's like, how do you have 24,000 followers? You have 50,000 followers. You have 75, 80,000 followers and no engagement. Red flag. You bought followers. And there's nothing wrong with that. But that was at a point, that was an era where I feel like people set them up for failure. Business accounts that I see. No natural engagement, no natural following. And I feel like that just, I don't think it hurts a brand, but I think that it doesn't help. You know, it doesn't help at all. And then I get artists that are like, yo, you should have me on your podcast. I have this many followers. It's like, oh, cool. But what about your engagement? What's your engagement look like? Oh, no engagement. All right. Well, the followers don't mean nothing if you ain't got the engagement. All right. So, yeah, I know a lot of those guys and gals got their stuff repossessed, and I think it's hilarious. No shade to anybody that buys. I'm cool with it. Buy all the followers you want. All right, Lake Talk 801, my brothers. What TV show would you like to be in? I've always wanted to do like the Real World back in the day, when reality TV was like forefront. That was the beginning of reality TV, was a Real World. But now I would like to be a part of like a drama series. I would like to do something like a Power, like be a part of the Power universe. I think that'd be dope. So I can be like Tommy in that movie or in that TV show. And like every episode, he's like, you motherfucker. Oh, this motherfucker. I don't know. I think that's dope. I think it'd be cool to have a little catchphrase. I got to work on my catchphrase though. Right? Like a nice little jingle. It's funny. We were playing dominoes. We were playing dominoes at my cousin's house. And she had all the old slaps on, man. Earth, Wind and Fire, Parliament, Teddy Pendergrass, Al Green, all the hits, right? And there was a point where my dad, he was like cheating, right? He was cheating on dominoes, and I called him out on it. And anytime you have somebody that's that old school, there's always something that you could tag them to. So my cousin, she was playing something and her knee started to shake. So I was like, look at you getting down. And then my dad was like, yeah, you look like you want to pop lock right now. I was like, yeah, like JJ, Dynamite. Sorry, it's a reference, right? It's a reference to an old TV show where he had a catchphrase, and the catchphrase was "Dynamite." I want a catchphrase though. If I was to be in a television show, I gotta have a dope catchphrase. But what TV show would you want to be a part of? Is it an old school television show? Is it something current? Would you want to, maybe it's not even built. Maybe it's not even created. Maybe you have an idea for a TV show. Let me know. Drop a comment. You could always leave a voice note. 385-240-4666 is my phone number. Next question. Will Wonder. F, marry, kill. Ooh, you know I'm down for a nice F, marry, kill. F, marry, kill. Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown, and Eve. Oh boy. All the ladies from my childhood. Man, this is tough. Lil' Kim used to be that joint. Back in the day, Lil' Kim used to be that joint. But I'm going to have to say I got to kill Lil' Kim. I would F Foxy Brown and I would marry Eve. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's the combination. What's your combination? Let me know. Especially you, Will Wonder. I want to know what your combination is, man. All right, last question here comes from Samantha J. What's your favorite energy drink? Good question. Favorite energy drink. Now, matter of fact, this is a perfect tie-in. I was just sent Magic Mind. Now, Magic Mind, each shot contains a magical combination of 13 active ingredients designed to boost energy, focus, creativity, and motivation while reducing stress and fatigue. Now, when you ask me what my favorite energy drink is, I do like energy drinks, but I think it's only right we try this Magic Mind and see if we have a new favorite. Okay? So let's bust this open. Shout out to Magic Mind. You can follow them on Instagram and on social media. I believe it's just at Magic Mind. Now they sent me this nice package here. Now these are all, let's see, they're all the same. Okay, cool. So we have all the same. It's nice packaging, by the way, Magic Mind. And this is not a sales ad or anything like that, but they did sponsor this episode. So thank you, Magic Mind. I really appreciate y'all. Hopefully we can maybe do some more stuff. Now, just looking at the bottle itself, man, it's a nice bottle. It got all the nutritional facts. But, you know, when they say it reduces stress, then we're going into a new year. A new year meaning less stress, more productivity, and more things to be thankful for and more things to go and get, right? So when you ask me what my favorite energy drink is, it might just be this green Magic Mind. Ooh, tasty. Oh, low key. No, that's delicious. Ooh, productivity shot. And we need all the production that we can get, especially if you're trying to accomplish your goals in 2024. So to answer your question, Samantha J, my favorite energy drink, while it's not an energy drink, I'm going to say this Magic Mind. So far, so good. I'll give you guys a full breakdown after I take a few of those. Good questions. If you have more questions for me, you can always reach out to me on my social media at DreRawka, DreRawka, or you can always call the studio hotline 385-240-4666.
Are you sick of podcasts that just interview people with the same questions and gossiping nonsense?
Are you tired of hearing about what's wrong with the world? Can you locate your nearest orphanage?
Who cooked the Last Supper?
R.I.P. Mr. Potato Head.
Seppuku Harakiri.
Where is Mavis Beacon?
This is Hos.
And this is host Beefy.
Listen to the Beans and Rice podcast.
Exclusively in Braille and all streaming platforms.
Patent pending.
The name says it all.
You know my name.
This is Are You Dumb?
Are You Dumb is powered by the good folks over at Main Street Quality Meats, a fourth generation butcher promising fresh, never frozen quality meats. If you can't make it to the Salt Lake City location, don't worry. You can always order your meats online at mainstreetqualitymeats.com. All right. Let's see. Blueface. Now, as you know, a couple weeks ago, Blueface was in Salt Lake City. He had a concert. Everybody in the city was talking about it. The flyer needed some help. I'm not going to lie. If y'all need some help with flyers, let me know. I got a guy. You know what I mean? But the flyer was kind of like, whoa. No offense, but little janky. But hey, club goers went out to see Blueface. I seen the photos. I seen the videos. It was popping. It was lit. Everybody in the club getting tipsy. It looked like a lot of fun, and until it wasn't. Until Mr. Blueface, Mr. Face himself, called a young lady onto the stage. He said, yo. You throwing ice? You throwing ice on stage? Now get on the stage. Come on, get on stage. And he pulls her on stage, and then he pushes this young lady into another young lady and tells them to get down. Now, what does that mean? That means physical altercation. Yeah. It's all online. It was all over Twitter. I got a video on my phone right now that is not good. It was sent to me. It was sent to me by somebody that was there. It was sent to me by somebody that was there that had a lot to say, but I'll leave that for a different episode. Blueface, the thing that sucks about this is I feel like when you are a performer, you can only take so much, right? There's only so much you can take. If I'm performing and somebody throws a water bottle at my face, damn right I'm coming after them. In this situation, mind you, I wasn't there. But from what I heard from the artist himself and from what I seen in the video and from accounts from people that were there, this lady threw some ice onto the stage. She could have been drunk. Maybe she was trying to throw ice at somebody. Maybe she did throw ice at somebody. Because of that, she was forced, dragged, pushed into a physical altercation with another woman. Now, Blueface, being the superstar that they brought in, he's the headliner. He was on that janky flyer that brought all those people out to see him, right? Do all his hits. Tatiana. That's the only hit I know, really, to be honest with you. That's the only one I know. But I like Blueface. I think Blueface is funny. Yeah, I think that's cool. I think he's a cool guy as an artist. Which makes me sad when I see him force a lady onto the stage and then push her into a physical altercation. The reason why that disappoints me is because Face could really have changed that whole situation. And if he didn't want to change the situation, he could have told security, "Hey, she threw ice. Get her out of here." Right? There's a level of professionalism that you have to have when you're a performer. If I'm DJing, and this has happened to me multiple times, I get the drunk person that comes up on stage. "Hey, can you play this song? Can you play Lil Wayne's How to Love?" Hello. Yeah, my dog, but not now. "Well, come on, play the song." Hey, man, you didn't tip me. "Oh, just play the song. You're the DJ. Just push the little button." All right, security, yo, get this man off stage, please. Right? They do it. I ain't got to put my hands on him. Now, different situation. If he comes up and he's pushing me or he throws a drink on my equipment, different situation. At that point, he's attacking me, right? I think in this situation, best thing for all parties would have been just to tell security, yo, young lady, not acting right. She's not being, she's not being orderly. She's being disorderly. So please get her out of here. And if it escalates from there, cool. It's on the club. It's on the venue. The moment that you push that young lady, the moment that you encourage an altercation is the moment where this young lady potentially has the right to sue. Does she go after the bar? Does she go after the nightclub, or does she go after the performer, the man who put hands on her? I don't know. I'm following this. I am going to follow this story. If there's anybody, promoters, anybody out there that wants to kind of tell their side of it, again, I'm telling you what was sent to me. I'm telling you what I've seen, and I'm telling you what I've been hearing in these streets. So some of this could be false. Some of this can be true. The combination of the two. So I don't even know who the performer or the promoter was, but if you are a promoter, this was a Salt Lake City event. This is something that went viral, and I hate it. One thing that I hate, HATE, I hate when my city, when my state goes viral for something negative, right? The younger crowd, they were lit. There's people up there with their phone, all blue faces calling out this chick. They're taking photos, they're taking videos. It's hype. But those people are also under the influence. They're young. They don't understand that this isn't the best look for us. What I always encourage people from my city, from my state to do is represent it right. Because if you don't, you're leaving a stain for us. You're representing me as much as I'm representing you. So when I'm putting this content together, we're from the same city, we're from the same state. I'm a representation for you as well. I don't ask to be, you don't ask to be. But when we have these moments happen, it does put a stain on the city. It does put a stain on the state. It's not a good look. And I just want the best. I just want the best for the promoter of that show. I want the best for the concert goers. And I want the best for the artists when they come here. You know what I mean? When the artists come, we literally just had this conversation with my brother Bangarang, right? Who brings out a lot of concerts, who brings a lot of artists to Salt Lake City. And when they have a great time, they're more likely to come back. And when they have a great time, they're more likely, when Salt Lake City's name gets brought up, they're more likely to talk highly of it, right? Now, that could be different if the situation's different. If an artist comes out here, they don't have a good time. I mean, regardless on what it is. If they don't have a good time, if they don't have that good first time experience, if a person says the wrong thing or, you know, whatever, they're going to remember that. And that's a false representation of our city, of our state that gets drug. Okay. So again, if the promoter, if one of the club owners, whatever it is, whoever was there wants to come on, maybe talk about the situation, I'd be more than happy to have you. Because we need this stuff. We need to be represented right. Okay. Things happen. I get it. Wheel of Fortune host Pat Sajak snaps back at contestant. Salute to my man Pat Sajak. During the bonus round, the player attempted to guess the phrase on the letterboard with the category, "What are you doing?" When the buzzer went off, the puzzle revealed an answer of "voicing our opinion." To which the contestant responded, "What kind of puzzle is that?" Well, Pat, Mr. Sajak, gang Sajak, he responded with a snapping comeback of, "Well, it's a puzzle you didn't solve." Salute to my guy, Pat Sajak. Yo, Wheel of Fortune is one of those games. All right, one of those games where you gotta have some type of, wits to you. You know what I mean? Like when it's up there and I'm having people solve the board and they don't even have to read the board. I've seen this before. They solve the whole board. All the letters are up there. You ain't got to buy no vowels, nothing. And they still say the phrase wrong. All right. Now, I'm not the best speller out there. I'm not the best writer out there. I'm not even that intelligent with English, which is my first language, the only language I know. But if I'm on Wheel of Fortune, I'm damn well going to be able to say what's on the board correctly. You might be saying cap. You say all the caps you want, but I guarantee you I will. All right. Put me on Wheel of Fortune and we can make it happen. All right. Salute to Pat Sajak, though. All right. What else in dumb news? Tesla engineer. Oh, yeah. I heard about this. A Tesla engineer was attacked by a robot. Yeah. He was injured by being attacked by a robot in the company's Texas factory, according to reports. Okay. Regulators say the incident happened in 2021 when the robot pushed its claws into the back of its victim. Now, somebody messed up. They left the robot on. So whatever triggered it, when the guy was walking around the robot just instantly detached his claws right into his back, Wolverine style. Ha, gotcha. iRobot. You're dead. You're bleeding. That's why I said don't mess with these robots, man. It's going to be awesome to have robots, but at the same time, factory workers better look out. All right? Who's programming these robots? Maybe it's your coworker. Maybe that was a joke. Maybe that was an April Fool's. Maybe a joke. Maybe they were huddling up, right? And they all say, yo, Gary's been a little punk ass bitch. Let's get Gary back. I'm going to program robot number 229 to come alive around 3 o'clock. So don't nobody be in the factory at this time. Because when Gary comes in, the robot's going to stalk him. And then he's going to claw him like Wolverine. All because he's been a little punk ass bitch. All right. You guys game? All right, cool. Break. And that's how it happened. They set him up. It was a setup. Tesla, man, you guys got a lot of answers. You got a lot of answers that need to be said. The robot, which is used to cut parts out of aluminum, had been accidentally left on by the engineer programming it. Stuck the victim and carry on normal motions. All right, well, it is what it is. He escaped with his life. We'll see. I'm gonna follow this because we don't know yet. We don't know what happened. I mean, we know what happened. We don't know how it happened. So hopefully there had to be some surveillance footage, right? Man, there got to be some footage of that. Real life Kevin McAllister. Spirit Airlines accidentally put a 6-year-old boy on the wrong flight. The boy Casper, by the way, I know one other Casper, but it's not his real name. It's a neighborhood name we gave him. Casper? That's your real name? All right, maybe that's where we messed up. The boy, Casper, was supposed to travel from Philadelphia to Fort Myers, Florida, but ended up on a flight to Orlando, some 160 miles away. That's basically the plot to Home Alone 2, where Kevin McAllister boards the wrong flight, all because his parents and everybody ran away from him and they couldn't hold up for Kevin McAllister. While Casper was eventually returned with his family, his grandmother, his family is still waiting on answers from Spirit on what actually happened. How does this happen in 2023? Was this another plot by Casper's cousins or maybe Casper's brother? He said he hasn't been a friendly ghost. He's been a little asshole. And because of that, I don't want you at Christmas. We're going to send you to Orlando. We're going to Fort Myers. You're going to Orlando. Forget you, Casper. You ain't invited no more. Yeah, peace, Casper. By the way, they just had a fan just took photos and videos of Lil Baby getting on Spirit Airlines. I think it's funny. Now, we know that there's different levels to different things, right? There's different level podcasts. There's different level NBA teams. There's different level everything, right? Including airlines. Now, when we talk about airlines, a lot of people will say Spirit is at the very, very low, the low of the low. Spirit is one crash away from being Soul Plane Airlines. You remember that movie Soul Plane? One crash away from being Soul Plane Airlines. So a Lil Baby fan took out her little cell phone, was like, "Hey, Lil Baby," as he's getting onto Spirit Airlines, and Lil Baby, not even thinking about nothing. It's like, "Yo, what's up?" Now he's getting dragged for taking Spirit. Now here's my thing. Maybe his flight got canceled. Maybe his flight got moved. Maybe he couldn't get on the PJ. It's not saying that he's broke. There's no way Lil Baby's broke. Maybe he jumped on Spirit because it was a faster way to get to the bag, right? Maybe he was going to do a gig. And if he didn't jump on that Spirit Airlines, he might have been out $100,000. Who knows? But these are like first world problems, right? You're literally getting on a plane to go to another place in hours rather than spending days or weeks traveling. Instant. And we're here judging somebody for doing that. Now, maybe my thoughts on this will change once I get a little coin in my pocket, right? I want to get to the point where I'm like, yo, you're taking Delta? Yo, you're taking Southwest? Yo, you sitting in the middle seat? Yo, what? I want to get to that point. But right now, I'm just like, yo, you're leaving Utah? Yo, you going to New York? Yo, you going to Cali? I need to get out. If you're a sports athlete looking for a mouthguard to protect your pearly whites, look no further than All Sports Mouthguards.
All Sports Mouthguards, located in West Jordan, Utah. Come visit us, 1385 West, 9000 South in West Jordan, Utah. We offer high quality, made in the USA, custom molded and custom designed mouthguards.
And now the movie review segment you didn't ask for. It's Down in Front.
Down in Front is powered by the good folks over at Fusion Motors in Midvale, Utah, which has been in business for over 17 years. It's a trusted family-owned business. If you look at their Google reviews, you know why. At the time of this recording, I believe it's like a 4.6 rating out of 5. That's a very high rating. And not only does Fusa have very nice cars, they have cars on a different clearance lot, 11,000 and below. They really have anything for you. So if you and your family want to get yourself into a new SUV, a new sedan, a truck, a van, whatever you want, Fusa got you. You can go on to FusaMotors.com. That's FIUZA Motors.com. Check them out. Tell them I sent you, and they'll show you some love. Now, Leave the World Behind on Netflix. Yes, I'm a little late to the party, but I just watched this movie a couple weeks ago, and it was highly anticipated. Everybody was talking about this thing. I don't know why I didn't see a trailer before I actually watched it, but I'll tell you what, every podcast, every news report, every blog was writing and talking about this movie, specifically the ending. So if you haven't watched it, you probably will be, there'll be some spoilers here. Okay. Now, so go ahead, hit that skip button maybe about 3 or 4 times. Give me about a minute and a half. Now, Leave the World Behind is all based on a family going out for a family vacation. They go to an Airbnb. Now, during this time, they lose all connection to life, meaning Wi-Fi. Done. It's over. Wi-Fi is done. You got electric vehicles like the Tesla that are crashing, being overridden, right? Boom. Nobody's driving it. It's driving itself. Boom. Blowing up. The world's going to shit, right? There's a lot to this movie. I'm not going through everything, but I highly suggest you check it out because there are so many Easter eggs in this movie, and there's so many different coincidences about this movie that just throw you in for a loop. It's a thriller that honestly could really happen. Executively produced by the Obama family, Michelle and Barack. This movie takes you through so many twists and turns that could actually happen. The United States losing all forms of communication, meaning Wi-Fi, pretty much, right? We rely a lot on Wi-Fi and the internet to communicate. All of our phones won't work unless we have some type of cellular, signal to the satellites, right? So if we lose those, we're done, right? And then you look at the social aspect of people, right? It's them or us, which we've lived through. The pandemic showed us that. We lived through that. When you had people fighting over toilet paper, it's either I'm going to wipe my ass or nobody's wiping their ass, right? We've seen that. We've been in through blackouts. I don't know about you, but I've been through a blackout. I've been through having no power for days. I grew up with no power. You know what I mean? I grew up washing my clothes in the sink or in the tub. I've grew up with no heat. I've grew up with no electricity, meaning that we can't even warm up our hot water being cut off, and we have to warm up our hot water on the stove and put it into the boil the water and then put it into the tub. I've been there before, right? Never want to get back to there, ever. But a lot of generations haven't. A lot of kids haven't done that. So you see this movie, you see the way people act when they lose a lot of things. And then on top of that, the actress, Julia Roberts. We haven't seen Julia Roberts in a minute. At least I haven't. Haven't seen her in a minute. Ethan Hawke, Training Day, one of my favorite movies. He's in there. He's the husband. He's a little weenie. In this movie, Julia Roberts' daughter is almost like God. Almost. The symbolization of this movie is crazy. There's so many different ways to look at this movie. But Julia Roberts' daughter in this movie, she starts off by watching Friends, the Friends series. She's never seen it before, so she's watching Friends. I've watched a few episodes of Friends. I get some of the little jokes. I've never watched every episode. But this girl, she's tuned in. She's watching it on her way to the Airbnb. As soon as the Wi-Fi goes out, she's upset. She's talking about it the whole movie. Hey, mom, like, I just want to watch the rest of this movie. I just want to watch the rest of the Friends show. Spoiler alert. She ends up finding a bunker with some Wi-Fi, or with the DVD. She ends up watching she ends up being able to watch the rest of the show. But something that I didn't know about, that I actually read about in one of the articles that I was reading, was that Julia Roberts was a guest on the show Friends. And in that show Friends, she dated Matthew Perry, which I believe she dated in real life. Matthew Perry, just a few months, maybe about a month and a half before the show was released on Netflix, passed away. He passed away in his hot tub, right? And they said that there was ketamine was in his system. The crazy thing and the correlation between this is that Matthew Perry died on Julia Roberts' birthday. There's a lot of symbolization that if you read the articles, if you take a look into it a little deeper, it's a little creepy. The correlation between him dying on her birthday, them being apart and having some relation, and the little breadcrumbs that he was leaving behind, symbolization of Batman and things like that. There's a lot to it. But not only that, there's also a lot of Easter eggs in this movie. If you haven't watched it yet, check it out. It's on Netflix. Leave the World Behind. Yeah, a lot there. All lead into a movie called Civil War, which is going to be released next year, April 26th. Now, in that movie, I don't know if it's from the same creators, but it almost looks like it's happening either right after, or like they're almost on the same timeline. So really ironic that they're coming out with this movie called Civil War. That's set to release again April 26th. Me and the family watched a movie called Candy Cane Lane with Eddie Murphy and Tracy Ellis Ross. That was really good. That was fun. So if you and the family want to watch another holiday movie before the new year, check it out. It's on Amazon Prime. Netflix, they're also planning on releasing a Wednesday spinoff. Bloomberg reports that the series will be centered around Uncle Fester, played by Fred Armisen. Not familiar with them, but the Wednesday series went really well. Everybody was talking about it. Jenny Ortega killed her part as Wednesday. So I could see this being, another moneymaker for Netflix. I'm for it. I'll check it out. What do you think, though? Let me know. Drop a comment, or again, you can always bang the line, 385-240-4666.
Hey, yo, you're probably listening to the Unrestricted Podcast with DreRawka.
We are?
No, they are.
Yeah, oh, right.
Oh, wow.
And I'm the real Ruby. You can catch me and Fonzie and the
Funk.
G Daddy Funk on Lake Talk 801 Podcast.
Yeah, but I think you have to come in more smoother, more funnier. They could catch us on the Lake Talk 801 Podcast.
Yeah, y'all can catch us on the Lake Talk 801.
Yeah, and we'll be like, and yeah, man, hey. They could catch people like me, the real Ruby, and people like you, Fonzie, and people like him, G Daddy Funk, on the Lake Talk 801. Who cares?
What did he say?
Huh?
I didn't hear him.
I don't know, but this probably should be the ad.
Are these on?
Catch a new episode every Monday on all streaming platforms. The Lake Talk 801. Tune in now.
Karl Malone is a traitor. John Jones is the greatest of all time, but cocaine is a hell of a drug. It's your sports segment.
John Morant is back, and he's shooting air guns at everybody. John Morant is back, and I believe they're 4-0. The Memphis Grizzlies are 4-0 with the return of him. And the funny thing is that on his first game back, he hits a game-winning shot, buzzer beater. And as he's running back into the locker room, he screams out, "I kept receipts." And I hope you did, Mr. Morant, because there was a lot of people dragging your name. There was also, on the flip side, there was a lot of people saying that you just need a little guidance. I'm interested to see how this thing goes, because no matter what Ja does, people will always correlate it back to him making not the best decisions, right? Having firearms, hanging out with strippers with firearms, and posting silly videos, right? There's always going to be something there. So he can't even be like, yo, I'm on fire, and he can't even make handgun salutes. He can't even do the gotcha guy. He can't even do that no more, because everybody's gonna be like, oh, Ja, you didn't learn your lesson. Man, let this man do what he does. Let him. If you haven't played sports, you wouldn't know what it feels like to hit that game-winning shot or do a great play. It might even be passing the ball a nice, cool, slick way. You say things, you make gestures, you do certain things, right? Him throwing up gun salutes or whatever, it's gonna happen. The ice in the veins thing when they hit a three, it's gonna happen. These are all trendy reactions that these athletes do, and you can't look too much into it. Now, with that being said, if Ja decides he wants to go on Instagram again and post videos with him with a gun again, a rocket launcher again, whatever the case may be, then that's when you're like, yo, man, you didn't learn your lesson. You've been off most of the season, the first half of the season, almost the first half of the season. Your team really needed you, and now that you're back, your team's actually winning. You guys are looking good. You can't take no more time off, bro. You can't let that happen again. So I say give him a chance, but don't hold him so strictly, yo. Like, let him throw the little gun salutes. As long as he don't have guns in the video, like, he'll be fine. You know what I mean? He's fine. He's good. Now his daddy should probably stop dancing. That was kind of weird. I didn't like the way his hips were moving. Mr. Morant, don't move your hips like that. The Detroit Pistons have lost 27 games straight. The record currently at the time of this recording is 2 wins and 28 losses, leading fans to chant, sell the team, sell the team, sell the team. Will they sell the Detroit Pistons? Absolutely not. Should they? I don't know. Where do you sell the Pistons to? I don't know. I know Seattle. I know Seattle's in Seattle wants a team. Vegas wants a team, but I think these are going to be brand new teams. I think these are teams that they build from the ground up. I don't think this is an expansion team or whatever that's called. I think Detroit needs to weather the storm and rebuild. I seen that they had open tryouts. They had open tryouts, kind of like The Replacements. Remember that movie, The Replacements, with Keanu Reeves? It would be heartbreaking to see the Pistons, because there's so much history with the Pistons in the Motor City, in Detroit. There's so much history. The Bad Boys, Isaiah Thomas, Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace, Prince, Tayshaun Prince, Billups. You know what I mean? That whole, man, they had a run. And that run wouldn't have ended if Rasheed Wallace didn't buy them WCW championship belts. I blame Rasheed Wallace. I love Rasheed Wallace. I love Rasheed Wallace, but he messed up by getting those belts. He messed it up. So I hope they don't sell the Pistons, but yeah, they gotta win. UFC 297, Duplessis versus Sean Strickland for the middleweight title, going down January 20th. I will be at a bar named Sue, 8136 South State Street. If you want to come watch the fights with me, this is gonna be fun, because Sean Strickland just won Fighter of the Year. He shocked the world. He took out Israel Adesanya, but Strickland, he has his plate full. Duplessis is no punk. He is no punk. Should be a great fight. There's talks about UFC 300. Conor McGregor coming back. Man, they stacked this card up. It hasn't been finalized yet, so I'm not going to even say nothing about it. But UFC 300 is going to be fun. The next 4 months of fights are going to be a lot of fun. I look forward to it. Yeah.
All right, that's it. That's all your bitch ass gets.
allrawk.com, ALLRAWK.com. If you want to support the channel, if you want to support this podcast, you can go on there. You can buy a t-shirt, buy a hoodie, buy a sweater, and all the money that we make goes right back into the show. Whether if it's paying for rent, lights, cameras, equipment, you know what the deal is. If you can't, you can feel free to share. It's free to share. It's free to comment. It's free to like. That goes a long way. Tell a friend about this show. Tell a friend how silly I am, how much stuff I got wrong. Tell your friends about the show. I really appreciate it. Another shout out to Magic Mind for the great drinks. Hopefully we can continue to do some things. I ain't gonna lie, I've had this and we're down probably about an hour, just short of an hour, but I feel it. It's I feel energized. I'm ready to go. Man, I really appreciate you. This is the last episode of 2023. And I can't tell you how thankful I am. I'm thankful for my friends, my true friends, and you guys know who you are. I appreciate all the support, man. The support on this podcast has been tremendous. I do have some ideas on how I can get more people involved and more guests on the show. I've been, man, the amount of people that want to come on and just sit across from me is crazy. Because I'm just a dude, you know what I mean? I'm just a dude that decided one day that I wanted to do this. I got inspired by my boy PK and Dorian and back in the playoffs in 2000, the year 2000. So I got inspired 23 years ago to get into this, and I got inspired to actually start a podcast when I seen Serial, when I seen The Breakfast Club, when people weren't doing this. And so to see people reaching out to come on now, it's just I'm very thankful. I have a lot of gratitude. And hopefully, if you're somebody that wants to do this, hopefully you don't hesitate. Hopefully you're not waiting for acceptance and this type of thing from people. Go get it. Go do it. Because you got it in you. If you want it, you can achieve it. Go get it. I do have ad space open. So if you want to become a sponsor, or if you want to run ads on this platform or any of my platforms, please reach out to me, Andre@allrawk.com. You could always jump into my DMs at DreRawka, DRERAWK, on Instagram. And yeah, man, I just appreciate you. I hope you and your family have a great new year. Don't do anything crazy, stupid. Don't end up in jail. By the way, if you're going to go out New Year's Eve, don't go to jail. Because, well, judges are out. Judges are in Cancun. They ain't got to worry about you. So you're going to be in bookings for a while if you get in trouble. So don't. Have the day you deserve. Always protect your light. We out. Peace.